Are you looking for a good deal, or are you looking for like quality?
Biggest hurdle I'm dealing with now is trying to establish that relationship that's more than just a dumpster. I'd rather serve you for the next 20 years and make $2 on a dumpster versus serving you once and making $500. You want to get everything up and running, you want to get everything done as quick as possible, but sometimes that hurts you.
Marketing takes time. Sometimes it's so slow. And that's a challenge to explain to a business owner that this is going to take time.
Social media makes it that everybody's successful, everybody's crushing it, but it's hard. It's a tough business. It's
true.
very, very tough. And I think the hardest thing you deal with is the ups and downs of it.
I've been a mule my whole life. Someone says do something one way, I figure how to do it the right way, and it never changes. Start something, finish it. Make it as great as possible.
All right, guys, welcome back to Breaking Barriers. Yeah, Reeks, we're pumped to have you on. Rico is a local Monmouth County guy, right? Freehold,
through and through.
Freehold, resident. And you've been in business. You've been doing your thing in the real estate game, different industries, obviously, and stuff too. Your family's been in business. Your dad's got a company.
Yep.
You guys move, and personally, anybody who follows me on my personal social media, they definitely know you from probably that, being on the boat with me and stuff. But
just having a good time.
Yeah, we're just having a good time. So I'm pumped to have you here, man. And for people who don't know who you are, you want to give them a quick just like download of like what you do and all that good stuff?
Like you said, from Freehold, born and raised. I do real estate. I also do credit card processing on the side. I do a little bit of lending here and there. Just try to get my hands in anything I can get involved in and be an entrepreneur in any way I can.
Love it.
That's kind of the goal, right? Any way we can get to it after it, we do.
Yep. And we got my man Matt Higgins here from Higgins Hauling. Thank you for being here, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And for people like, who the hell is Matt and what is Higgins Hauling? Can you give us a little bit of a download?
Sure. So Higgins Hauling and Demolition also.
Yep.
It's a dumpster rental and demolition company started this year. Took us 2 years to get it going.
Yep.
But right now we're trying to expand as much as we can in New Jersey. Predominantly just Monmouth, Ocean, Middlesex, Mercer County. But we rent out dumpsters, do cleanouts, and then we do a lot of demolition, home demolition, buildings, structures, kind of anything that we have to knock down, we take care of it.
Now, was this like a natural, for people listening, was this like a natural progression for you? Were you like, one day you woke up, you want to start doing demo because you were just like sick of it?
Not at all. It kind of was necessity. By trade, I first started out in this business as a landscaper, and we were doing a project right before COVID, and the project entailed clearing a large-scale property in Lakewood, Jackson area, and I needed to get rid of all the material, and I had no trucks to do it. So I bought a truck, and then the back of the truck had a dumpster. The project took us a year to do, and then afterwards I said, all right, well, what am I going to do with this truck? So then I looked into the license in New Jersey. Didn't think it was going to take 2 years to get, but it took us 2 years to get the license to haul garbage, to haul other people's garbage.
Wow.
And 3 trucks later and over 100 dumpsters later, we're moving.
Let's go.
We're going.
Yeah.
Love that, man. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And to have that type of success on your own, just grinding. I know you work your ass off.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see you doing that, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I'm looking to expand and keep blowing it up, and hopefully this year with your help and marketing and some digital appearances, we could
get
keep
you
going.
out there,
Keep
get you
going.
more people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we got my guy Ed Parise in the building.
Hello, John.
I love it. Ed, this is just Enrico, you're gonna have to get used to this. Ed wasn't supposed to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I like it.
I just like
Everything's on the fly.
That's it.
Kid.
He's looking dapper. I said, you can't waste that outfit. You can't waste the outfit. He was ready to go.
Absolutely not. Get in here.
But so anyway, so pumped to have you, Ed. Ed owns Township Living, the magazine locally, and so obviously we met through my father-in-law actually.
Right.
Which you told me, hey, this guy came into my store. You should talk to him. And then fast forward, you were on the podcast before too, but obviously you featured my family on the cover. And yeah, man. So you've been doing this for 7 years.
Yeah, just gonna hit my 7-year mark on January 7th when I went to
go.
training. Yeah.
Wow.
They say I forget what it says. I think in most businesses, the first year, I think it's like 80% of businesses fail. And then year 2, it gets higher. It's like 90 something. And you said it perfectly. Like a lot of businesses like that you met a couple of years back or even last year, you try to re-engage them and they're out of business already.
Right. Yeah, a big portion of that too. And there's these other businesses that I reached out to and said, hey, we spoke 7 years ago. He asked me to follow back up with you. This is how long it's taken
Right.
me. It's just amazing how many local businesses there are in our area.
Yeah.
That it took me 7 years to follow back up with a business I think about all the time.
Right, right. I love that. If you're on Ed's lead list, you're fucking getting close.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
7 years later, he'll get you eventually.
I like that.
Yeah, if
I got
you're
a
the
thing or
right
two to
business.
learn here.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of what I do too. I kind of make a joke that I go on a lot of bad dates as well. You know,
Yeah.
there's businesses out there that are not suited for what I do, and what I do is I introduce the right businesses to the homeowners in Wall Township. You know, for a lot of it is let me go meet with those businesses first, and then let you know whether you should utilize their services.
Right, which is good. Which
Yeah.
is good. And you did a good job, obviously, when you came out. Your photographer came out with you. You were there. You met my wife and my kids and stuff. And
Yeah.
So you're a stand-up guy, and I appreciate that about you.
And that is kind of one of my favorite things about what I do is I meet the families that go on the cover.
Yeah.
Like we just did the family photo shoot yesterday at Alair State Park.
Yep.
I met a phenomenal family, and one of the kids actually knew my son. So I love that, and doing something so hyper local, and the fact that I live in Wall and I'm meeting Wall families.
Yep.
Like, now I have so many families doing this for 7 years. What's that? Like 84 families that I'm friends with.
Right. That's
including
great.
yours.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So one thing's top mind awareness for me. So I had an experience I'll dive into, but I want to ask. I'll start with Matt. So before we obviously get into more of the profile of what you guys do and stuff, for you, are you somebody? And I'm gonna go around and ask everybody this, but are you looking for a good deal, or are you looking for quality? Are you willing to pay a price that's higher, or are you oh, it's a good deal, I'm gonna get the price?
Only quality.
Only quality. How about you, Ed?
Cheap
only
is
quality.
expensive in the long run.
Dude. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's all right. I'm right there with you.
And that was good. So and what about you?
Quality.
Quality. All right, so we're all quality here.
It costs you in the long
I was
run.
hoping for argument's sake somebody said they wanted a deal, but I'm saying this because I'm typically on that same board, right? But sometimes depending on the thing, you're oh, let's go price. So I recently just bought a van, that I'm getting wrapped, right? And the guy that I bought the van from was like, yo, this is my guy. You should go to him. He has the best price, right? And now normally when I hear that, I'm like, okay, but I trust this guy, right? So I'm like,
It's a billboard for yourself. You can't
Correct.
cheap out.
You can't.
You don't want to cheap out.
Right. So, but I'm like, all right. So, because I did in the past when I was thinking about getting vans, I reached out to a couple wrap companies, 4 or 5 G's minimum, right? So, anyway, long story short, this guy's $2,900. So I'm like, okay. And by the way, I'm not mentioning any names, of course. I would never do that. But so anyway, so I go, I get the van, I drop the van off, and again, the first thing that my wife said to me, she's like, just because he's cheap or you think he's good, I'm like, no, this guy told me he's good. Long story short, it was supposed to take a week and a half. The thing took over 30 days. And today, last Friday, I went to go pick it up, and it was all botched. Everything was jacked up on it. And so I got there, and he was surprised that I gave a fuck that letters were mismatched and things just didn't look right. And he was acting so anyway, long story short, big issue. And I'm saying this because I think, most business owners, we talk about people going out of business quick. It's dude, as a customer in that instance, wanted me to pay full price, didn't want to change anything. If he was gonna fix it, I had to pay for it.
Really?
Right? All this crazy shit. So my whole point is this: it's when any new businesses that are out there, or businesses that are even going, the thing is this: your customer. When people say your customer's always right, I don't agree with that. Right? It's not that your customer's always right, but at the end of the day, one bad experience is a fucking 1,000. Right? When people don't,
Especially with digital media now, social
100%.
media.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's bad. So my whole point is I remember back in the day when we were a smaller company, only had 15 to 20 employees, and we're just scaling too fast, and we didn't have our shit together back then, 10 plus years ago. And I remember somebody came to me and they hit me over the head with a brick of this type of shit, where they were like, yo, this is what I was looking for, didn't get this, whatever else, and showed me the whole thing. I was defending my team, right? And long story short, the dude was right. He was 100% right, and I gave him his fucking money back. Yeah. It's but you have to take care of your customer, or somebody else is going to, and plus, or they're gonna go talk shit about you. And I'm not that person. I'm not gonna go write Google reviews. I'm not that guy. I'm a business owner. I don't want to do it to anybody. But I asked that question because going into 2026, this is the first podcast of 2026. It's quality trumps everything. And to your point, you literally just penetrated my soul when you said that, Matt, because it's now I paid this guy, right, half, right, And now I just dropped the truck off because I just picked it up today. And now I got to go pay to get it wrapped by the legit company who's more money. But we did it right the first time, so now I'm paying it twice.
Yep.
And it took me now almost over a month to get this done.
Yeah, it's a
You
headache.
know?
It becomes a headache too. You know,
Yeah.
that's really what I say. And especially when people are trying to start their businesses, you tend to take maybe a
deal.
shadier deal, whatever the
Right.
deal is,
Easiest barrier.
The easiest deal, because you want to get started, and that's okay. It's okay to get started. But then from that, when you listen to people who've been in the business, they always tell you learn from experience. And it's those easy deals that I took that were in the beginning of my career actually winded up being the hardest deals.
Yeah.
Where now pretty much all of my business is really, and this, it's not a good thing because I have to get myself out there more, but majority of my business is my inner circle and just my sphere of influence, they call it in real estate, because I try to do the right thing by my clients. And you can call up anybody who I've done a deal with, and they'll tell you that I put them first, that I'm about getting the deal done for them rather than I am just making the money, right? Because word of mouth goes a long way rather than just a paycheck.
For sure. Well, when you have people that know that you do good service and that you care about your clients, they're going to say, you got to call Matt, you got to call Ed. Like, this guy is going to take care of you, right? Versus like, I don't know, it wasn't the best situation, like that is not good business. But is there any, Matt, for you, is there any particular, like, because you've been in business obviously before this, is it, like, what would you say fundamentally is like one of your biggest lessons you had as a business owner? Was there any like you did a project and something got fucked up, or the client didn't pay you, or like, what was like a big challenge for you that you overcame, you learned from?
In my business now, the biggest challenge that I have faced and still face is allowing people to become comfortable with somebody new. Right? I could give you a dumpster for cheaper than anybody else if I wanted work for free. I could also charge you more, and then you'll never come back. So for me, the biggest hurdle I'm dealing with now is trying to establish that relationship that's more than just a dumpster.
Yep.
I'd rather serve you for the next 20 years and make $2 on a dumpster versus serving you once and making $500.
Right.
So the biggest problem, like I said, the biggest problem I have, hurdle I'm trying to task and get over is people become comfortable switching with what they've been doing.
Right.
And trying to, establish that relationship.
People are creatures of habit.
Yeah,
too.
well, it's almost like the easier example of that is like switching like a barber.
Yeah.
Right? Like people love their barbers.
It's hard.
And it's like a weird thing when you switch a barber, right? Like
even if they're a bad haircut, you don't want to see it.
Give them
Give him another chance. Like, listen, he did good last time. One time before that, too.
Yeah. But it's like, you're right. But like value, and I think the biggest thing here though is like, again, the more people see, hey, Matt's a good guy, good family, been around Jersey for a long time, and also obviously you care about the relationship aspect.
Yep.
That goes far.
Yeah.
Versus just like you said, like, oh, let me just make money off of this one guy so he never calls me.
All my interactions now with potential new customers is like, listen, I don't need to get rich on one dumpster. I don't need to get rich on one job with you. I want to build this relationship longer than just this project.
And you will.
Because I'm dealing with a service that is not, unfortunately, it's not something that requires much skill.
Yeah.
I drop you off a dumpster, you put your garbage and your shit in there, and we leave. But, if you call me at 10 o'clock at night, I'm going to answer the phone. If you have a problem, we'll figure out, versus dealing with a big company,
right?
Or, one of these big conglomerates that, there's no personal touch to it. There's no interaction. It's just, cut and dry.
See, in that world, that's where it's interesting because I feel like that world.
I can tell you, I'll give you one example real quick.
Yeah.
Some guy called me this morning. I've been trying to get his business for a month.
Yeah.
7 years is nothing, but a month for me, it's only been a couple months. Called me this morning at 6:30. He goes, I need a dumpster. I said, perfect. He said, when could you do it? Tomorrow, Wednesday? I said, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Oh!
He texts me back. He goes, that's the quickest dumpster I've ever had.
Dude.
And that service.
By the way, that's fucking fine.
Yeah,
that has got
I
me
told him,
pumped
I said,
up.
listen, if you would call, X, Y, and Z, these big companies, they'll answer you on Thursday, and you'll get the dumpster next Monday. Yeah. So that's the biggest hurdle that I'm dealing, trying to break that barrier. Say, listen, I will take care of you better than anybody else because you're dealing with me versus a team of, somebody that's, it's not important to them as important it is to me.
For sure.
Yeah.
The one thing, though, that I love that you just said that, though, because obviously, when we start marketing this, the key is like in your industry, it does come down to price and speed.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
Most guys, because I work with a lot of contractors, a lot of commercial, whatever, GCs, developers, these guys don't give, in some cases, you got relationships do matter.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
But not as much as if they know they can call you and do that.
Yeah.
Like that is fucking gold.
That's my differentiating aspect right now.
we got that. We're gonna market the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like back in the day. What was it? It was that one pizzeria.
20
Get you in 30 minutes or it's
20
free?
minutes or less. Domino's or whatever, Pizza Hut.
We drop the truck in 30 or it's free. No,
Yeah.
But with that said, though, that's really cool, though. But has there been, because outside of this business, because I know you've been in the landscaping game, obviously, you know, your family owns a restaurant, like you've been in the game.
Yeah.
Like from a customer centric, or even just like getting ahead and growing a business, is there anything that stood out to you in your career? That like, you know, you like, because if you could go back, Matt, like on day one of you starting your landscaping company, right? Like knowing everything that you know right now, what advice would you give that person?
Measure twice, cut once. Like you said before.
My wife loves that.
You wanna get everything up and running. You want to get everything done as quick as possible, but sometimes that hurts you.
True.
Yeah.
Slow is fast.
Yeah. Dude, I love that military quote.
Yeah.
That's fire. And for anybody out there, my entire life for me, I've been like, I like to move fast normally. And that's why luckily my executive team has helped like get me out of that place over the past like, you know, almost 2 decades. But like I'm like the dude like IKEA furniture, or like if I get like a toy, like Christmas just passed, right? I'm putting my kids' shit together, and it's like I see the box, I'm like I know what I got to do. I start putting it together. I did it wrong. I got to do it again.
Yeah.
And my wife always says what you say,
Slow
John. Measure twice, cut once. She literally always says that to me.
Yeah.
But how about you, Ed? You've been in the game, you know, for 7 years. What have you learned, you know, about growing a business and like just any challenges that you faced?
Oh, I face challenges every day, you know, especially dealing in marketing. You
Yeah.
know, it's a hard concept to really explain to a business owner and how
Right.
important it is to them. But marketing takes time. Sometimes it's so slow, you know, but it's that constant awareness that, for what I do, that business or homeowners in Wall Township know your business.
Right.
And that's a challenge to explain to a business owner that this is going to take time, but you're going to be seen by business owners in a different way that no other form of advertising can give that to them. It's a sponsorship type of advertising. People feel good about your business even if they don't need it.
Right.
You know, and that does take time. And for me as a business owner, and always being more on the revenue side, that's just a constant. Like there's constantly somebody I should be talking to.
Right.
But who?
Right.
You know, who are the right businesses? You know,
Right.
and for me, it's finding, you know, local business owners like Matt that is true to their profession and know they're going to take full responsibility for whatever job they take on. Even if they have a team doing that, they know that the buck stops here as
falls downhill.
Yeah, it
Shit
does.
rolls
You
downhill.
know?
It does. Fucking real, it really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And knowing who the business owner is, I think a lot of homeowners have a little more confidence in that because they know who's ultimately responsible for that. You know,
Right.
Going to a big corporate-run disposal company, you know, if they drive a dumpster through somebody's house, you know, who's going to pay for that? You got to make sure that, you know, you're hiring the right people, you know, and that's hard to get from just an ad in some magazine or a newspaper.
Yeah.
So
I think what you said, the one thing that I learned though this year, especially like you and I just had this conversation before, where it's like before 2025, I had a very obscure view on traditional media, like doing paper ads, doing billboards, doing those things. But I had a buddy in the billboard game who was like, dude, you know, you're going into your 18th year in business. You've never done boards. He's like, just do it with me. Because any of my clients that like eClean Bro or these other big businesses like GGL, they work with him. We work together on the billboards. We'll design them. He'll put them up. So he's like, just do a couple. Let's see. And I always believe though, right? Because like I know with marketing, you know, it can take a little bit of time, but digital's faster, right? So that's the good thing about digital. But I'm like, I'm not a patient person, right? So I'm like, I don't want to like put up a billboard and wait 10 years or put something in the paper or whatever. But I think the biggest thing that I learned this year for that is that like eClean Bro. Like I learned so much from Jamie over the past like 8 years I've worked with him. But like when he got that crazy opportunity where he got that billboard deal at the time where he was not like making that type of money to have those billboards. I don't know if you guys know that story, but essentially Six Flags had this crazy billboard deal that fell through. And they paid for everything, so he got it for pennies on the dollar to get like a quadrillion billboards for something, right? So somebody approached him, was like, "Do you want it?" And he was like this is gonna like deplete my bank if I do this. But they're like, "But imagine how you're gonna be everywhere, all over Jersey." And look at him now, right? Like it's a huge company, right? So, but with him though, the one thing that I took away, because it's a more personal like example, because like you can look at McDonald's and say, hey, if you think about a burger anywhere in the world, what do you think about, right? Like McDonald's has done a great job of making you think about that burger and that company. But what Jamie's done so well is like Jamie is everywhere digital. Jamie's everywhere on billboards you're driving. He's just everywhere. So his competition is getting dominated because he's just in your face everywhere you go. And what you do, and the reason why, like now with the billboards, and I met Matt through, my Jamie ad on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, we have a lot of our people seeing us being like, oh, I saw you on a billboard. I saw you here. I saw you on Stream TV. I saw you on these different places. And I was like, 2025 was the year I was like, dude, I'm going to put this shit everywhere and just see what happens.
See what sticks.
Exactly, right? Like, so, and if it's working, it's working. And it's working because in my game, right, similar to you, right, and actually most of us, like, people don't invest. Like, Rob Dekansky blew up because he said, I'm going to put billboards everywhere and I'm going to market. And
ShopRite, he was
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Baskets
him.
and ShopRite, everywhere.
But
Yeah.
he was also doing radio ads and
Oh,
other things,
everything.
too.
That's my
So
point.
It all comes.
He did everything.
Full circle.
So, and even to the point,
Absolutely.
and I'll never forget this. So my wife, she does she's a CFO for all of our companies. But back a couple of years ago, we had her get her license as an agent just to buy our properties. Like, so if we do like our own investment, but she doesn't do anything like with anybody else. Like, it's just us. So there was a couple of years ago before COVID, her mom was like, hey, my friend, his wife died. Like, they're looking to sell the house. He doesn't want to work with another agent. We try to tell him to go to somebody else. He wants to work with you because he knows you. Can you work with him? And my wife is like, I'm not an agent. Like, I'm not going to. She's like, he doesn't care. He's comfortable with you. He wants to work with you. Whatever. So she's like, all right, whatever. Fast forward, again, this is before houses were just moving like hotcakes, right? Like, this is pre-COVID. Pre-COVID. So I'll never forget this because I would go with her, to sit down with him, talk to him, whatever, because I knew him too. And a few months in, he goes, listen, Jack, like, the house isn't moving. I got to get rid of the house. He goes, I think I'm going to call this guy Rob Dekansky, right? And I remember being like, yo, like, this guy, how many conversations was that guy in?
Yeah.
Threatening other agents, right? Or just at a dinner table, like, hey, like, we should sell our house, but I want the best, but, we got to call Rob, right? Because of his marketing. So I think at the end of the day, for these businesses that go out very quickly or whatever else, they're not all in, right? And I think there's a different level, like, of somebody being snapped on where, yo, I'm all in. Like, I'm taking this thing to the end of the world. Like, there's no way, unless I'm dead, I'm going after it. Like, that's what Jamie had in him, and that's why he blew it up. That's what Rob has in him. That's why he blew it up. And I think that's where in 2025, like, we've built a great business at Adapting Social over the past 17, 18 years. And it was like, well, what's that quantum leap next level, right? It's like being everywhere. So I think to your point, that's why, like, obviously we're having a conversation because I'm like, fuck it. Like, if a doctor in Wall is reading this magazine, or an attorney or whoever is just reading this magazine and sees my name or my face or my logo, that's good enough for me. Yeah. Right. Like,
But it is
I'm not
different
gonna,
than just being seen, to put content in there and have them actually read it in a way that they're able to read it. And you're sitting down and reading a magazine, you're relaxed. So
Right.
the message that you're getting is being delivered to the right people.
Right.
And I like that.
Rico reads his magazines on the can, right?
Yeah, well, that's
That's what I like to do. You got to get
one
the
of
good
my
reading
first,
time.
my first sales I made was I talking to a guy who was in the insurance business, and I said, this magazine is always going to be on coffee tables and in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And I haven't used that since, but it worked on that guy. But
Yeah.
he was that kind of dude I could say that to.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
should mention that to people too.
You should.
Because the
Absolutely.
magazines are
This thing's in
evergreen.
bathrooms everywhere.
And they hang around. Yeah, it is. Like, even back copies of it, people don't throw out the magazine.
Right.
You're right.
Because it's a family on there, and it's, they're kind of evergreen. They don't expire.
Right.
It's not like a
there's-
magazine that you throw away, or
Yeah.
a newspaper.
Yeah, and
If
it's
somebody's
like,
on the cover, the family's going to want to keep it. It's
Yeah.
going to
That's
always be
the key.
around.
Yeah.
And all the
That's the key.
content in there. There's nothing that really does tie it to a particular month or a year.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy that, going back-to-back issues too and seeing how the magazines grow and see businesses that are still in there. But, you did mention McDonald's, and talking about hamburgers, McDonald's comes to mind, but McDonald's still advertises all the time.
Oh,
even though they're
100%.
number one in what you're in that category, they
Right.
still got to be out there.
Right.
Because once they stop,
Right.
there's going to be some other McDonald's that becomes
Right, another
takes
burger.
over. Yeah.
Well, when you look at, have you guys ever been to Burger 25? They crush it, right? And it's an example, right? Like, most people would think, well, why would I start a burger company? Like, you got Wendy's, McDonald's, you got all these different places that are going to crush me in marketing. But it's like, they did the right thing. Like, they stood up a brand, they stood up a business. Great story, great husband, wife, son, daughter story. Like, they dominate, and they do volume. Like, they sell millions and millions of dollars per location. they took a stance on, I'm going to build a brand on a market. And around your town, the one thing I love about certain towns like Spring Lake or like, you know, the more intimate towns like that, like there's no big corporate in it, right? Like you have mostly small businesses in it, and people like ride like or die for
People
those businesses.
appreciate it.
They do.
They
you know?
appreciate
And-
small business. They know what goes into it.
100%.
You
And
know?
and I love that though. Like when I go, like for as an example, like for any of my suits and shit like that, like I go to the same guy that I've been going to for over a decade. And I love when I go to that place, he knows me, he's there. If he's not there, his team's there, they know me. And it's just like that. Like or even like a restaurant, like your dad's restaurant. Like it's funny, when you told me I was dying because that's where I took my wife on my first date.
That's awesome.
Legit. And it's like when you go to places like that versus an Applebee's or versus you know,
There's no personality. There's no
nothing.
touch.
Yeah.
You know, like when you walk in, like people know you, they say hi to you, they care about you, they want you to sit at a good seat. It's such a different experience versus corporate, where like again, like it's just another number. And I think the key difference with you though, with like you're saying, because again, like in my mind, it's so black and white of like speed, price, right? But the relationship aspect and then the customer service aspect does matter when something goes wrong. Because in business, something's always going to go wrong. And what do you do, right? Like, because I had a situation, which is funny. I'm not going to mention the company name. This is years back, but we were doing a reno at one of my properties, and we were doing this reno, and this dump came, and this dude at the time, and I'm so annoying. I love that you're a landscaper, by the way, because I am like the craziest motherfucker when it comes to my landscaping. Like my grass got to be fucking 10 out of 10.
Just come check out my house.
Yo, I got to see pictures.
I live on a sod farm.
Do you? Oh my God, dude.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
Reeds?
Yep, yeah.
I would be
We cut our grass 3 times a week.
oh my God.
Just to keep
You
it going.
kidding?
Yankee
Yep.
Stadium.
Dude. So we got to talk about that then. But literally, like, so this guy dropped off this dumpster, and where he dropped it, like, I just got everything fertilized. I did the whole thing, right? And he dropped it, and I knew the dumpster was going to be there for a little while, obviously, because it was a big project. And so I was like, yo, like, because where he put it on the driveway had like it was like this much grass. Like, he was off the thing. I was like, yo, like, can you fix that? And he's like, I can't, I gotta go. And he left, right? I'm pissed. So I call the company. Hey, like, you know, this dude dropped it. He was busy. No worries. Like, can you somebody come back? And, well, you're scheduled to be picked up at whatever date it was. He's like, if we come back, we're gonna have to charge you. I'm like, but your guy dropped it on my grass. Like, and I just paid a lot of money and all this whatever for my grass. But so I think there definitely matters that you do have customer service, because stuff like that I don't think would happen with you.
No, I mean,
right?
listen, if you call any one of my dumpsters has a phone number, it's coming right to my cell phone.
Right.
So nobody's going to answer it other
Besides
than
you.
me.
Right.
Yeah, no one's going to put you on hold and say, listen, let me call this, but it's not going to happen.
Right.
Which is important.
What's the saying? Availability is the best ability.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Like that.
that's a Bronx Tale quote.
Hey, is it?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, but he says it. You know, he's in the neighborhood. He's available. When you're available, people like that.
They do.
You know, and that's what goes back to relating to small businesses. When you go to a family-owned restaurant, they're available. The owners are there. You see everybody working.
Yeah.
You know, it means a little more to you.
It's an extension of your home.
Exactly.
Facts.
You're comfortable.
You feel at home.
Yeah.
Right.
You could go to any big name restaurant and you're just another number coming through the door.
Right,
They're just
exactly.
looking for volume, and if you're happy, if you're not happy, unfortunately, they're just so busy they don't really care.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
They may care eventually if it continues to happen, but you know, if you go to a restaurant that you know the owner, you know everybody, you like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like being in your own
and especially
kitchen.
when the owner makes it, you know, a point to make sure that even if you don't know him, he makes you feel like you know him.
Exactly.
Or he pops around, he says, you know, how's everything going? Can I get you anything? He fills your water up. You know, it's the little things that matter. People are able to relate it, like you said before, back to home.
Yeah.
And when you feel comfortable, it just makes everything easier, even business.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm fortunate for what I do because I publish a magazine for Wall Township. So I'm always in Wall Township. So most of my sponsors are businesses around Wall Township.
Yeah.
So I'm always around them. And even when I do my monthly drop-offs, at least I try to meet the business owner and see if they need help with anything. For me now, it's just being Mr. Connections, you know, and because I deal with so many businesses, all different types, it's great to learn what they need, who they need
absolutely.
to know, who I can hook them up
Absolutely.
with.
What are they looking
Yeah.
for? What could they use to expand
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
lines?
And that's why before, like, obviously real estate's my bread and butter, but through that, you wind up meeting so many great people that now, my friend who owns a credit card processing company, if you need credit cards, I know that he's going to give you the best service to his ability, right? And even the lending, I know people who do the right thing by lending. So by always looking out to maybe help somebody out, help a fellow entrepreneur, you wind up being able to introduce people and connect people and do other things that maybe isn't your source, right? But through that, you wind up building long-lasting relationships, which lead to all different roads back to your business, maybe something else, but just...
May not help you out the first time, but at least you're opening the door for somebody else.
They'll never forget that you helped them.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the key.
And what about you? So any challenging things you've been through
For me?
in your business? What's some takeaways for you?
I think real estate's just challenging in general because it's obviously, a low barrier of entry. Everybody's a realtor. People do it part-time. People do it full-time. Social media makes it that everybody's successful, everybody's crushing it, but it's hard. It's a tough business.
It's true.
It's very, very tough. And I think the hardest thing you deal with is the ups and downs of it, right? Like you start at zero every year. Technically, you have clients that if you do the right thing, they have projects, maybe it leads into the next year, but come 2026, we start over again. So, you have to always kind of put your feet to the ground and stay running, and that becomes a little bit of a challenge for, I think, what I'll see too as other realtors, even myself, is the mental behind it, right? Because you do so well, you close a couple deals, you feel like you're on top of the world. Now 2 months go by, you have no deals going on, you're like, I'm a failure.
It's feast and famine.
Right, and I'm terrible at this. And I think, what I kind of have taught myself is that you cannot get too high. You close a $2 million deal, amazing, great job. You lose a $2 million deal, okay, there'll be another one. You kind of got to stay level-headed through the process and really focus on the overall growth of the business and the pipeline. Like you were saying before.
I could never do what you do.
Yeah, I hear you.
Listen, I like to see tangible results.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I drop off a dumpster, pick it up, you pay me.
Yeah.
You're working, then all of a sudden deal falls through, and there's nothing to show for it.
No, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's mentally tough.
It is. It's very, very mentally draining. But you know what? That's part of it too. And it's like...
Rigo likes pain.
Yeah. Right. I think we're meant to suffer as humans.
Yeah.
Right? That's part of it. So I think... at least that's what I tell myself. Right?
But I couldn't do what you do, doing something that's physical. Like
exactly.
Even though I'm an old man now, I couldn't, even when I was a young man, the physical hard work,
Yeah.
I'd rather do something more cerebral. And have to deal with business owners, than actually.
My dad's a contractor for 40 years. Really,
good guy.
From Italy, craftsman. Really takes pride in his work, not just come to your kitchen, leave. Like he really builds it, and I see what he does daily, and I can't do what he does.
Yeah.
Let me put more pressure on my mental. I'll figure that out. I'll get through that.
Yeah.
Put pressure on this body. I don't know.
But you know what though?
That's true.
That's so interesting though, because you know what though? At the end of the day, in real estate, I think that's why I think real estate as a profession in sales is the highest level of failure. One, because I think it's 80% or 90% of agents are not active or selling anything. But when you think about it, like again, feast famine in any business, right? Like if you're not bringing in new sponsors, like you're not eating.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and same, obviously, you're not putting dumpsters and everything else. Like, it's same with me with what I do. It's like, at the end of the day, it's why with being a business owner, it's like, I started doing this back in the day because it's like I want to meet good people and like just have good conversations and like learn myself. And then I wound up parlaying into like being like, this is like an AA meeting for me because nobody else gets it. You got to be fucked up in the head to be a business
absolutely.
owner. Yeah. You're answering the phone all I'll never forget this. We, on the day of my wedding, right? I got married in 2017. The day of my wedding, I'm sitting here, and we were in the process. I had an office in Red Bank, and we were above Restoration Hardware, and we were acquiring more office space in that building because we expanded. And so the landlord told me, hey, when that guy prepaid or overpaid or whatever his electric bill. So he's like, you should be good for whatever. Dude, by the struck of fucking luck that I have, I'm literally like putting my shit together to go to my rehearsal dinner, and I get a phone call, right? And they masked it, right? So like the number that these spammers called me on looked like it was JCP&L.
Ugh.
So I answer, and this guy's like, hey, are you from blah, blah, named that fucking unit, right? And was like, we see that you're the person. So I don't know if that like is public record that I took over that bill. I don't know. Anyway, he calls, he goes, you're behind on payment, right? And he goes, you have to make your payment.
Right now, over the phone.
Right now. So I'm sitting here and I'm about to go to my rehearsal dinner, and then I'm going on vacation for the first time in my career, right? So at that point in time, I had the business, geez Louise, I don't even fucking know. It was over a decade, right? But like at the time, I had no vacations, not grinding, right? So I'm like, I'm about to go away, and I have my whole team members about to go in that office, and there was no such thing as work is home at that point in time. So I'm like if they don't have an office, they can't work. So I'm like, all right, how much is it? He's like, it's like $400, right? So I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, I'm driving right now. I'm gonna call you back, or can you call me back in a couple? He's like, no, sir. Unfortunately, like,
Disconnection notice has already been issued. I've been around that before,
dude.
Yep, they
So-
do that to restaurants all the time.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
Sir,
terrible because you
sir,
catch
sir,
somebody like that in the wrong
Friday at
mindset.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you don't pay right now, your
Yeah.
electric's getting shut off for the weekend. You know, business. I used to do all of my uncle's bills, and I'm like,
yeah.
then you realize it's fucking bullshit.
Dude,
It's a scam.
terrible.
So that's what he did to me. It
Yeah.
was Friday,
Yeah.
fucking day. It was Friday, fucking like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna pay the guy, right? So I pay the guy. So fast forward, calls me the day of my wedding now, right? So I'm at dinner. I tell my wife, what's happening, whatever, because she typically pays the bills and shit. So she's like, oh, really? Like, oh, that's weird. All right, whatever. Next morning, I'm getting ready. I'm putting a fucking bow tie on. And my phone's ringing, and my buddy's like, "Oh, it's a random number." I'm like, "This is that JCP&L thing again." So I answer. He goes, "Sir, I'm so sorry." He goes, "Yesterday when you paid, he goes, I gave you this amount." He goes, "It was actually $550, and that was on me. We're gonna reimburse you for it." He's like, "But I just need that amount because it has to be exact. It can't be whatever." So I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? I'm like, I'm getting married today. I'm like, listen, if you have to shut my fucking power off, fuck you, shut my power off then, right? So I hang up on him. Calls me back, whatever. Fast forward, because my COO, Chris, was in my wedding. He's like, let me handle. I handle. So whatever. So long story short, again, we take care of it, right? He takes care of it. So long story short, I call JCP&L when I get back from my honeymoon. I'm like, listen, I didn't like how this was handled. This was crazy. They're like, what are you talking
Your
about?
account's in great standings. There's nothing
yeah.
wrong.
They're like, no, this account's prepaid.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
Guy called you 3 times. He's like, we got a fish on the line.
It's like in the
Wait,
Wolf of
real-
Wall Street
yeah.
when they're
He's
underneath
like
the
this.
desk and they're banging on the desk and everybody's going crazy. We got him.
We got a big fucking idiot on the line, guys. Everybody stand by. But we have Julian processing. Run the card.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the point of this is like, that's why I remember telling that story, and like people like you've gone through that, and it's like as a business owner, you're like there's no off.
Yeah.
Right. My wedding
You have to
day,
take care of it.
my kids being born,
Yeah.
any of it, dude. Like you're always on, and so it's like it's not easy.
There's nobody
right?
for you to turn to and go, is this okay?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Should I do this? You have to take care of it.
gotta-
It's
it's
your
on you.
business. It's
And
your
don't
bill.
feel bad. Those scammers, that's their professional job.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
They choose to go down a dark path, but they're
Yeah.
professional. They probably knew you were getting married. They probably had a whole dossier of what you were all about and knew this is the right time to get this guy.
They're like,
You know?
we're getting this fucking.
So-
This is a
Like-
bluefin tuna right here.
You know, that's how it is. Like, you always feel like so stupid when you get taken advantage of. But, that won't happen again.
We got
one. Yeah.
We got him.
Yeah.
Twice.
We got a moral.
Twice.
like this fucking. Let's go 3
That's
times.
it. It's like perfect though. They have the
It is.
the perfect system.
Dude, it's
I might call my brother with that today. See if I can get
But you know what's funny? Have you guys ever watched Seinfeld?
All the time.
After I got scammed with that, I started to use what Jerry said. I don't know if you saw that one episode where they keep calling him. And he goes, "Listen,
I'll call you at 6 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, give me your house phone. Give
Oh,
me your house phone.
You don't like people bothering you?
Yeah,
after hours?
exactly. So it's like that's what I use now. I'm like, oh, I'm super busy right now. I can only call you back at that time.
Yeah.
And everybody acts like it's rude of me to ask them. Like, you're fucking calling my phone right now. This is rude.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that said, obviously there's a ton of stuff happening right now in the economy. Are you guys seeing? We'll start with you, Reeks, obviously with real estate. But like, are you seeing people like spend a little bit less? Like, the market's changing a little bit. Like, where are you seeing the market right now for your business?
So I mainly focus on listing property. I sell property. I work with buyers, but I really like to do a strong vetting process of the buyer because that's where you
Right now, you have to though.
Yeah, that's
Right
where
now,
you
you
wind
got
up
it.
wasting, like you were saying before. Where you
Juice
because
is
at
worth
least
the
if
squeeze.
I do a listing, I obviously it's a couple months work getting the listing, but then once I have a signed agreement, I can't lose the deal. Where on the buy side, it's a little bit more challenging.
It is,
but what
yeah.
I will say is that I think the market is strong. I think that there's a lot of information coming out with the media, but at the end of the day, we live in an unbelievable county, and everybody is looking to live here. There's not enough
it's insane.
inventory. Everybody's a buyer now.
Especially Wall.
Well, Netflix.
exactly.
All of Monmouth Ocean, this coastline that we have here, from Wall all the way up to even now you see it in the Highlands,
Yep.
right? Which was almost untouchable maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So, I think the market is strong. I do. I think that there's a lot of buying power. I think that if there even is a slight opportunity for somebody to find a deal or buy it, there's 4 buyers on it, cash
Instantly.
buyers that
Right
are ready
away.
to go.
Yeah.
So I just don't see any way that the market could turn around. I mean, listen, anything could happen. There's black swan events, of course, but just the health of the market in general, I see it as being strong. I do. I see there's still a ton of buyers out there at all price points. a ton of activity. Maybe I don't see it as much in the secondary market where, secondary shore homes, but I see a lot of people moving from Manhattan into this area.
So I got to know,
Brooklyn, Staten Island, they're all coming here.
They are. I got to know, though. So, and I don't want to put you on the spot in front of Matt because of his family. But so what is your favorite spot? If you're going to go grab a beer and grab some light apps, right? So what's your favorite spot for that?
Trey in Freehold on 33. It's my spot for
Trey?
beer apps. Trey.
Just your, okay.
Trey, Pizza Beer Garden, I think it's called. Yeah.
Okay. I've never
great.
been there.
It's great.
It's good?
Yeah, it's very good.
They had one in Brick.
Oh, that's when I went out.
They had one in Brick, and now they have one just in Freehold.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's my go-to beer, football
see Cousins
game,
is going in that now.
pizza.
In
Are
Brick?
they?
That's what I told. Yeah, that's what I was told.
Oh, wow.
He's popping. I'm excited to see if
Cousins
that
is-
becomes a pop-off job.
Yeah, Cousins is a great spot.
It's a great spot.
They have a great bar.
And how about you? How about you for restaurant?
Oh, in Freehold?
No, in Monmouth.
Oh,
Monmouth County.
Just in Freehold, when you mentioned that, I would always go to Federice's growing up. And I was friends with them growing up. And Mr. and Mrs. Federici were always so nice to me because I was friends with their daughter, So I actually just went back there. I met another publisher. She's a publisher for Freehold Living.
Okay.
So we met at Federici's. It's just that kind of
Yeah.
connection too. But for Wall Township, there's so many different restaurants out there, and I'm
Right.
always meeting different ones, and they're popping up all over the place too.
Yep.
And God bless restaurant owners. Like what a job you have. And, you talk about you're all in as an owner, and to deal with like employee issues, because they're usually transient. Even theft and loss and a lot of that stuff. And then still trying to be top of mind because there's so many restaurants.
Yeah.
So many.
And then who do you think about? And once you get that one thought in your head, you can't think of anywhere else.
So if you're going on a date night with your wife, I'm just saying in Monmouth County.
Yeah,
what's your spot?
Monmouth County, I would go to Scarborough Fair. I got my son a job there as a busboy, and they treated him so well. The food's awesome. I know the owners. It's a classy place.
Yeah.
I do a lot of business there too.
Okay.
Because
I
it's
haven't
a nice,
been there in a long time.
It's in a building that's just so historical for Wall Township. I think it was an old stagecoach stop.
Oh.
When they had stagecoaches.
Wow.
That's how old Wall Township is. And what I love about Wall Township, it's huge, right? It's 38 square miles.
Right.
People don't really
Once you
even
get
know.
that going, dude.
Yeah, once you don't know,
It's gotta be a wall guy.
No,
like
yeah, I
a
didn't
lot of
know
these,
that.
these businesses don't even know they're in Wall Township because Wall's got 13
We got
separate zip codes.
Manasquan,
Wow.
right?
And not one zip code's Wall Township.
Brielle.
Really?
Wall's the mothership of all those towns you just
Yeah,
named.
yeah.
It. From Belmar down to Brielle, they all got carved out of Wall.
Yep.
But people know the Spring Lakes. They know the Seagarts. Wall, it's all like families living in there. It's community.
Yep.
And that's
What's-
you
What's
go
crazy
back-
about the real estate, everybody wants to be a Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If you look at all the numbers of where people are coming from and where they want to move to, every article, they want to be in Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because its location to the beach, to the Parkway.
Close, everything, yeah.
And those businesses that want to work on those Wall homes, like when I first started this 7 years ago, I'd have to explain myself. Now I call up a paving guy in Jackson. Oh yes, yeah, I love Wall Township. I want to be get me in there, help me out,
Right.
because it said Seagirt and Spring Lake, they're already well paved. That's only they're maybe a mile each size.
Right.
And who knows who lives in those homes?
Yeah, yeah.
Who can live in a $35 million home?
Right.
Not a family of five.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
so-
a rich family of five.
Yeah, they said they probably live somewhere else, and that's like an investment for them. And
Yeah, it's a
second home.
Yeah, it's corporate owned somehow.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm biased.
Yeah.
It's tough. My family owns La Cipollina. They owned it forever.
Right. Which is a great spot.
They're closed on that day.
They're closed on that day.
I know they would open for you.
It's
so
funny.
they
My
would-
wife and I, we have a strict standing date night every Wednesday. And we
We're
go out-
Thursday.
Only Wednesday. We go out every Wednesday. And I told her a couple weeks ago, I said, listen, I'm tired of going to places, trying someplace new, right? Because it's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
Right? You go here, it's terrible. You're spending the same amount of money. So we're trying to hone in. But it's tough. I really like Semolina
Yep.
in Red Bank. Falcone.
Falcone's nice.
Recently,
I
we went there,
where's that at?
going there, Lincroft.
Okay.
We
Across
went there
from
actually. My
Leo's.
family on Christmas Eve. It was unbelievable.
I'm going there
Great.
again this
Yeah,
Thursday.
Very good.
I like Falcone. I like Semolina.
If Falcone got a liquor license, that place would be dangerous.
Yeah. Ember and Eagle's pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't been there yet.
It's great.
Yeah, I gotta go.
The one that I like
What
right
about
now.
for you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's super. I only saw it because of Mama Foodie. We had her on the podcast. She put it up. But Judy and Harry's
Oh yeah.
in Asbury. You been there? Fire.
A few times, yeah.
Fire.
Awesome.
Dude.
Is that in a
Great
hotel
vibe.
somewhere?
Great vibe.
What's that?
It's
Isn't it
at
in a
Saint
hotel?
Laurent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard
Dude,
an
you gotta
advertisement.
check
great
it out.
setup
Yeah.
there.
Never heard of it.
Phenomenal.
It's
Neither
cool.
did I.
Judy's is the restaurant,
Yeah.
and then Harry's is the cocktail bar at the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. It's a good.
You walk in though. One thing I liked about it though.
The concept is what? I think that it's a Jewish woman who
Yes,
married
Jewish-
an Italian or cooks Italian, something
Correct.
like that. I think
Jewish woman who married
it's
an Italian guy.
unbelievable.
Okay.
It
But-
says it right on the menu. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so the lady who owns it. It's her mom. She's Judy, and her dad's Harry. But what I thought was so interesting though is because we got there a little bit early, and they were like, "All right, you're a little early. Your table's not ready yet. Like, we're gonna bring you to Harry's." And I'm like, "What the?" Because my wife just said, it. "I'm like, what the fuck's Harry's?" Walk in the back, cool atmosphere. They're just slinging drinks for you, like good vibes. They give you complimentary things. Like it was really cool. But then the food was fire. The food was like, oh my god, the food.
What kind of
was really
food
good.
is it?
It's a mix of Italian, American, so like it was really, I think it's heavy. The way she put it, like you said in the thing, was like a Jewish lady cooking Italian.
Like they have like a matzo ball, it's like
But
a
a
matzo
spin.
ball. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good. It's very, very good. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what I got there that was amazing. I think I had the pork chop was really good, and the chicken parm they do there is very.
I got the
good.
steak. What the hell is it called? What's the freaking steak that?
I think Rachel got the steak.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forget the freaking. What do you call the steak?
Is it strip?
No, it's not a strip. It's the one that you. Fuck.
Spinacis?
No. It's like
Skirt steak?
skirt steak.
There you go.
It's a skirt. Ooh, dude, it's fire. Oh
It
my
is
God.
funny we're talking about Asbury Park, too, because growing up in Freehold and knowing Asbury from its darkest days, and where it's come now.
Oh, my God.
Right.
It was actually, I think it was Moonstruck that set up shop in Asbury, and they got written up, or they got like a 5-star in the New York Times restaurant review, and they don't give 5s to anybody.
Right.
And all of a sudden people started paying attention to Asbury, but it took probably 20 years from there to get out of the funk that it was in.
Right.
Now you look at how hip Asbury
Oh,
is.
they can't get in.
Moonstruck is closed now.
Yeah, they
right?
closed.
Oh yeah, they're done,
It
right?
was last
that's
year.
kinda,
Yeah.
it's interesting that's
Like
where
Early
it went.
2010s though, that was the place.
Yeah,
to
that
go.
was
was.
hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two or three. It was 3 stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife and I
nice
used to
in the
always go
summer.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But real quick, speaking of this, so it's pretty wild though, talking about like people want to live in Wall Township and this coast of Monmouth County, Ocean County. It's wild that we're now in a place where because of Netflix, like the other day, my cousin and my godson were walking on the boardwalk and saw Tina Fey, just literally walking on the boardwalk. And so many celebrities are now being cited just out at places that we go to, whether it's like a deli or whatever. These stars are just literally all over the place now.
Yeah.
And it's wild to see, like, talk about Asbury Park being gentrified. It's insane to think about the next 10 years of what Netflix is about to bring to Monmouth County.
The amount of space over there, it's unbelievable.
Crazy.
We're doing a job in Fort Monmouth, and I was driving through it a couple weeks ago on the pre-walk, whatever, and there's just endless land.
Yeah.
Oh,
it really
It's
Keep
is.
going.
insane.
Oh, yeah.
How much stuff is just overgrown that you don't even know is there that they're eventually gonna.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
so,
It's
it's
beautiful.
gonna be so
Yeah,
nice
Fort
when it's done.
Monmouth was
crazy.
a huge
Right.
facility.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's
It's
wild.
exciting.
Yeah.
It
feels
is.
like it
Even if
really
you look
is.
at like Monmouth County celebrating the 250th celebration this year.
Wow.
Like not to keep harping on how old I am, but I was young enough during the bicentennial to know in '76 the feelings that everybody had. It was so positive, and that was a crappy time.
Yeah.
We were like post-Vietnam. We were in a major depression, but even that one summer where everybody was wearing red, white, and blue. So when that happens, businesses just automatically thrive.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
To ride that wave and keep it going.
I'm sure
Absolutely.
you're going to see that with the homes over anywhere close to Fort Monmouth.
Yeah, you're seeing it
Oh,
now too.
yeah.
It's,
Insane.
it's priced into like I do some where we try to find like properties to flip and stuff, and like a house will be distressed, and he knows Netflix is coming in. He wants 3 times more than it's even worth on the open
Yeah.
market.
Right.
But it's again, it's super exciting. I work out of our Manhattan office as well, so we see even I'm getting a lot more inquiries from. I wouldn't say like celebrity showings or anything like that, but like brokers who have high level clients who are now looking to come into Jersey, right? Who they were like, I've never even thought of going to Jersey, but I have this one client who's looking, for a $10 million house. What area should we be looking, or what is their best part of the Jersey Shore that they could be in, because we really do have like a lot of little pockets. Obviously, you have Rumson, you have Colts Neck, but then you have like a Manalocan. People, that's an unbelievable area. Where if I had the money, that would be my pick out of all the towns.
I just look at the film industry.
Bayhead.
Returning to New Jersey. I mean, we've got great location shots, but we also have a concentration of highly trained professionals in all different areas.
It's even happening
here, right here. If you try to do this in middle of Kansas, it wouldn't work.
No, that's true.
And you look at how many films now are being shot on location, like that Springsteen one was. That was all around
here. The state is really pushing it with the incentives for the studios, because Paramount is actually building now in Bayonne.
I saw that.
Right across the
Jersey,
Bayonne Bridge.
Jersey's Hollywood East now.
So I was just speaking with a developer. He owns the property that's like right across from 188 Studios. So, and he's a New York developer. So you're getting all of these developers who are coming into New Jersey, and they're looking for opportunity. They're searching for it, and that's only going to bring, I'm sure it'll bring up, it's going to bring more businesses, but it's going to also bring more eyes on New Jersey. More than it already has, because I think we live in the best state in the country, personally.
Oh, absolutely.
I really do.
Me too. I love Jersey, man.
I think we have everything. I really do.
People are trying to run out of Jersey. I love it.
I know taxes are tough. I hear you. But you pay taxes to live in a state like we do.
That has everything. Close to everything.
All the seasons, you got the
Whatever
beaches,
you want,
you got the city over here.
There's nothing we don't have.
Yeah, we're close enough to mountains if you want to go. You got a mountain thing.
We have the best food. We really do. New York, I know, obviously is the best, but New Jersey's right there with it. I mean, I was just in Italy. We're spoiled here with the Italian food that we have. We really are. It's obviously fresher there because of the ingredients, but listen, there's some restaurants I send you to. You get some good Italian food.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
So as we come to a close here, I'll start with you, Matt. So I can't remember. Did you say you have kids?
I do. I have 4.
Oh, you have 4.
4 children.
So we typically end these podcasts talking about like legacy, right? So for you, for your children, what is something that you want your kids to like remember you by when you're no longer here? That Dad was X.
Oh, it's tough. I'm in an industry that is filled with big guys. And even people I spoke to, they're like, "Why'd you start doing this? Why'd you get into this? It's tough. You're going up against this, that." It's like, listen, I've been a mule my whole life. Someone says do something one way, I figure how to do it the right way, and it never changes.
Right.
So for my kids, I would say the biggest takeaway is, start something, finish it, make it as great as possible. Everything else will just fall in line.
I love it. You keep showing up. And by I don't know if it's laws of physics or polarity, what you want to say, but it's like if you're doing something for so long and you have that focus point where like you're never going to give up and you're going to try to get better every year, at least a little bit every year or every day, whatever. Like, I mean, if you're doing it for a decade, how the hell could you not be amazing at it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as you don't give
up. Or
up.
at least consistent.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Stay the course, though.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
My dad used to always say, you jump in with 2 feet or you don't jump in at all.
Yeah.
Right.
You really got to be all about it.
Yeah.
And how about you, Ed? What about your kids?
What's cool? This Christmas, I had all 3 of my kids together, and it was just us, 5 of us together, which is nice. And our immediate family didn't show up, so it was great. But, my oldest daughter, she's going to be 30 years old. She's actually my writer for my the magazine, right? So she goes to school. She's getting her doctorate out at UC Irvine out in California. So me seeing her, it doesn't really happen that much, especially over the past 7 years, but we've worked together on this magazine every single month.
Right.
And my other daughter, she kind of followed my lead. In my earlier career, I was a CPA, and she's working as a CPA now, and she lives in Asbury, having a little time of her life. And then my son, he's 18, and he goes to college. But they're always around me in the right way. Even if I'm physically not there, they know I'm there, and I tell you, your kids grow up so fast, but if you do it right, they'll always be your kids. You'll always have that relationship with them. They'll always want to be around you.
True.
So that's, for me, it was always so important just to know, just be part of their lives and not so much like on top of them trying to direct their lives, but really helping them kind of, nudge them on there. And for me now, I think what they've always been impressed with is like, oh, Dad, you know everybody. I'm like, no, I don't know everybody. I just try to know the right people, and by going at it the right way, the people that know me, they're happy to see me anytime, and I love that because the amount of people that I see in a day, kind of forget about them, but they know you, and they know how you make you I know how people feel when I show up around them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, here's Ed. I can ask him. You know?
Right.
He'll probably have the answer.
He'll
So I
know.
love that. And I try to pass that on to my kids. I'm like, you don't have to beat me. you
Yeah.
know?
No,
Just
that's good.
See how people
the
react
best
to
you.
it. Yeah. And that's really it.
Yeah.
Be relatable.
Yeah.
And Enrico, this is the first pod for you. So just in terms of legacy in general, how do you want to be remembered by?
So I would
your
say,
family.
My family's everything to me. My parents came from Italy. My grandparents, obviously, they brought them here. So family's so big to us. And when my grandfather passed away, my dad's father, I'm named after him. He wasn't, a rich guy. He wasn't somebody who was like a celebrity. But when they had his wake, the line was wrapped around the corner. It was a 4-hour wake. It took 6.5 hours for everybody to see it. So for me, that left a long-lasting impression that it's just about the type of person that you are. My legacy, I want to be known as a good person who was there. If you needed something, you picked up the phone, you called me, I was there to help you.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's a legacy I would
That's
like to
worth
leave.
more than anything else.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think so too.
Agreed.
I think
Tell my
so,
wife
too.
that all the time, and my kids too. Like, we could have whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You could wear whatever you want. You could go wherever you want. But if somebody calls you at 2 o'clock in the morning and says, listen, I got a problem. Can you help me? If you answer, I think that's more valuable
That's what
than
matters.
more valuable than
100,000%.
showing up somewhere somebody
That's
with
what
somebody in a
matters.
Ferrari.
Or just they
That's
thought
what
of
matters.
you. Yeah.
They thought of you because they know they
Yeah.
can count on you. You're reliable.
Yeah.
You'll come through, and
Exactly.
they call, you'll handle it, and that's it.
And that's
Yep.
it.
That's more important than to me, about family than anything else.
Absolutely.
I could not agree more than that. That's a fire. That was amazing. Now, Matt, where can they find you? This is where you plug website, where can they find you, number, etc.
Sure. HigginsHaulingNJ.com or Higgins Hauling NJ on Instagram and Facebook. Phone number 567-8899.
Boom.
Got it. Yep.
And how about you, Mr. Ed?
Yeah, if you look at Wall Township Living, that's the name of the magazine. Easy to find on Instagram, and now working with John will be even easier to find. But cell phone's always the best way to get in touch with me. It's 732-754-1213.
Or if you really want to get in touch with Ed, send him a fax.
Yeah, definitely.
Just send him a quick fax. No,
Yeah,
If you guys want to find me, check me out on John's story. I'll be on the boat having a cocktail.
in January.
Yeah. We're taking it down to Florida, no?
Yeah, eventually. Eventually.
Oh, man.
And same way
No,
where you find you
you
too.
find
me on Instagram, Enrico Meleo Real Estate.
All right, guys. Listen, time is one asset we don't get back. So both of you spending it here today, you as well, Reeks, means the world to me.
Appreciate
and
it
our
for having me.
followers.
Thank you.
Excited to have you guys on for us to go out there. Big things coming, guys. And again, you can pick this up on. We go stream live on LinkedIn. We got YouTube. We got Spotify. We have Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. Anywhere you get your podcast or listen to music on, this podcast is on. So we appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for watching The Breaking Barrier Show. Tune in on all podcast and streaming platforms.